Mm, I am here. Actually, no. Hello. Anybody here? Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Please send me a hey or a WhatsApp if you can hear me. I quickly need to check if it's showing. If you can hear me, please let me know. Say hello. How do you share this thing? You share like. Hey, can you hear me? I'm trying to figure out how to share the link for the live. Give me a second. Give me a second. Ah, there we go. Let's just wait for a few people to come in. If you can, please do make sure that you have your notebook, um, so you can take down notes if you need to. And then also make sure that you have a drink. If you easily get parched, it's kind of a long video that we'll be having, but it's a lot of good information. Okay, just waiting for a few more, but I think we're gonna start now. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So exciting. So just a young story time. I actually didn't have a voice this morning. I actually didn't have a voice this morning, so I'm hoping my voice doesn't sound too raspy or anything like that, and I hope that we can actually get through the presentation well. There you go. Hope we can get through the. Okay. Sorry if you hear me talking to somebody else. It's my son. He's up and down. Anybody else who's here, please let me know if you can hear me so we can start. Let me know if you are able to hear me. Because if I start talking now and nobody can hear me, there's definitely going to be a problem. Okay, cool. Let's start. Since it seems like a lot of people are not going to say anything, I'm just going to start, and then if you catch at the end, then it's also fine. Okay, so my name is Leah Managa. I've been learning about human design for the last 2 years, almost 2.5 years, and it has basically captured my heart. So I'm hoping that whatever I'm able to say today will let you also love human design. For now, I do need to teach you the basics, so let's do that. Okay, so for those of you who have never learned about human design, this is the discussion we'll be having. There will be human design basics, the types, which is the aura, the strategy, the authority, profiles, digestion, motivation, perspective, environment, and then at the end we'll have a Q&A session of anything that we talk about. Okay, if you can go to the following link and get your chart if you don't have it available. So that would be astrologyhumandesign.com. Astrologyhumandesign.com should give you the option to create your own chart. If you don't know your time of birth, please do use midnight. Please do use midnight, and then we will go from there and see what it is that you have, and then we'll try to do a rectification chart and all of that once we get a chance to actually work together. That will probably be in the next information or the next workshop to say, yeah. Okay, cool. Then once you've all gotten your chart, basically human design is essentially a mix of chakra system, astrology, science, I Ching. A lot of people call it I Ching, but I call it I Ching. I'm pretty sure there's a proper pronunciation of it. Kabbalah and Vedic. The system helps you find ways to live easier and simpler according to the way you were created by the different elements that were present at your birth, being the sign, the planets we're in, the placements of the stars, and the connection to the elements those signs are in, being feminine or masculine. Your conscious and your unconscious side being calculated by the day you were born and 88 days before you were born. So all of this matters, all of this is important. Okay, I hope you all have your charts available and in front of you as well as a notebook so we can continue. Okay, so the type. There are 5 types, namely generators, manifesting generators, manifestors, projectors, and reflectors. I am a generator, which is why I am doing the story of generator story time. So I have more information about generators because I am a generator. In terms of how many people in the world there are that are generators. There's more generators and manifesting generators in the world than there are projectors, and manifestors, and reflectors is the smallest group. Very, very rare to find reflectors. So if any of you are reflectors, please do comment in the live chat so we can see which one of you guys are extremely rare. And then you can also add your type, even if you're just a generator. I'm also just a generator, but I mean, we are amazing as we are. Manifesting generator, manifestor, or projector. I'd like to really see how many, who's the most in the group currently, and would be able to tell who, I guess we'll be able to see that generators are the most in the world. Okay. The type give you the opportunity to know how to respond to life and the things you want out of life. Most of us live uncomfortable and difficult lives because of the things we've been taught that ring true to us. How we are meant to go for what we want or create things out of nothing, however, it isn't that simple. Generators are basically the worker bees who have consistent energy. Okay? If you are a generator, please write this down. You have consistent energy. And then we are the ones who get the ideas of the ground. Generators have a defined sacral. We will be explaining this a bit later on in the slides. And that defined sacral is what gives you the energy, which gives them huge amounts of energy to do the things they love. Their energetic aura is open, enveloping, which means they need to look within to learn. So that will explain when once we get to auras. Just write down what it is that you're seeing, especially if you're a generator. Manifesting generators are the jack of all trades. MGs are the type that can do a lot of different things at once, which is due to them having a defined sacral and throat center. So these two things together are extremely powerful. Their energetic aura is open and enveloping, which means they need to look within to learn, just like the generator. Okay, next. Manifestors, the starters and initiators, can give plans to generators once started. So manifestors basically, it's in the name, they are the ones who basically can create from words. They can create by just speaking things up into existence. Um, Manifestors tend to be able to speak things into, okay, I already said that part, with the defined throat chakra. So manifestors have more of a powerful throat chakra, I would say, because of the fact that they are manifestors. But if you have the throat chakra defined in your chart, I'll show you later on, then you are also one of the people who need to look out to see what it is that you say, because anything you say can be created in your reality and become true. Okay. The energetic aura is closed and repelling, usually being strong and felt by everyone. Yes, so this just means that not a lot of people particularly like manifestors because they have a tendency to be able to do whatever they want all the time. So projectors are here to guide the energy use of other people, example, advice, etc. Projectors are amazing people to have in our lives as they show us what we are unable to see ourselves. Now, this particularly can be because it's something that also not a lot of us like to hear. I also recently found out my partner is a projector, and over time, you have to know what it is or who is best to listen to, especially when it comes to moving certain things in your life or noticing certain habits and things like that. Like they have the capacity to see what it is that you are unable to. The energetic aura is focused and absorbing, which means they need to learn and understand others. Reflectors, the empaths, who act like sponges for everything around them. Reflectors are the ones that take in a lot of what is going on around them. The energetic aura is resistant and sampling, basically the mirror mirroring everything around them, so they need to learn to reflect rather than identify. Okay, strategy. Now we're getting into it. Anybody who's come here and is new, if you can, please do let me know what is your type. Make sure that you have your human design chart and your journal in front of you. Okay, so strategy. Once you know your type, you basically know what will work for you and the type of aura you have. Then you need to find which way to acknowledge what's being shown to you. Only manifestors only manifestors can go for what they want, which is where the word manifesting comes from. Manifesting, however, is a form of creating your dreams from being and doing what you love. So the name is totally wrong and speaking into existence, basically. So a lot of us are able to manifest. It's just how you manifest. And we will discuss this later on in this live. The only thing manifestors need to ensure they do to receive less pushback or resistance is to inform those it will affect. Manifestors are always creating what is around them and may need to watch their words more. Okay, so if you have a look, this is basically how the aura looks for manifestors. Here to the right, so you'll notice that their aura pushes out. So these arrows show that the aura pushes out, meaning that anything that they say or do can create realities. It can create what it is that is around them. That's why they need to be careful of how they move and how they speak. Not that nobody else needs to, but yes. Okay. Generators. Generators need to respond to life. You can still script or journal or do dream boards. However, you need to wait for things to come into your aura so you can respond to it using your authority. Things coming to your aura can be anything from words in a song, social media posts, visuals, conversations. If it sparks you up, gives you a definite yes in your gut. So if it's not a definite yes, then it's a no. Then work on that and wait for more things to respond to for each phase. Okay. Generators are always responding to life because that is what our aura does automatically. So, in every single moment, every single response that you are making is a generator response. So, you basically need to listen to your gut all the time, all the time. It is a bit louder sometimes, and sometimes it is a bit quieter. So you will know with what you need to eat, you will know with what you need to do, which tasks to start with. Even if you have like a list of tasks, there will be certain ones that you are drawn to because that is how your gut works. Generators are always Okay, I already said that part. Not everything that is offered to you by the universe is for you. You will be able to tell by your gut yes or no. Okay, so if you check the arrows, these are pointing inwards, right? This shows that your aura pulls everything in. So anything that you notice in your aura will be something that you either need to learn from or something that you can respond to. What will happen is in each moment, something will happen or whatever. You know how you live your life generally, whether it's a call. Hi Zanande, thank you for commenting. It's nice to meet you, nice to see you. Yeah, I think there's gonna be more generators here than anything else, honestly. um, so yes, anything that comes into your aura would need a definite yes from you, right? And that those things can be literally anything. I'll try and make examples later on, but this is basically how you need to move through life. Anything that comes in or anything that you notice, for example, like how they speak about people that you meet, a lot of it is not by mistake. Actually, none of it is by mistake because it's within your aura. You miss out on, say, maybe speaking to somebody because it's not in your aura or it's not the right time, right? um Hi SQ, nice to meet. Oh, it must be nice being a manager. Okay. Then manifesting generators are supposed to respond to life and can still get what they want by waiting for things to show up in their aura. So the thing about a manifesting, like I said here, read both manifestor and generator. So your aura does two things. Your aura pushes things out and pulls things in. So since you are a manifesting generator, the very first thing that you need to do is wait for things to come into your aura first. Once those things are in your aura and they need you to respond to them, or they want you to respond to them, what will happen is what will happen is you first respond. So if it's a gut yes, your gut says yes, then you will wait for, say, I will tell you the other part, like, because there is emotional manifesting generators as well. So that does change it a little bit. But once everything is in your aura, that is basically the sign for you to be like, yes, I can start moving now. And most manifesting generators, because they have both the ability, or the energy, let me say, of that gut instinct, um, and the yes, and the what do they call it? The energy, yes. When you have a lot of energy like that, and you're still able to speak out what it is that you want to do or create in your life, that allows you to do so many things at one time. So manifesting generators are the ones who are able to do multiple things at once. So you'll notice a lot of them, they might have side hustles going really well. They might have 9 to 5s. They might be teaching their kids something, they don't get tired. And um, with all of these types, we need to make sure that we are doing and being what we love. Because if we can show what we love and respond to what we love, our lives become easier. Okay, projectors. Somebody's calling me. Please give me 1 second. Oh God, how do we do this? Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Where is my page? Oh my God, where's my page? Okay, there we go. So projectors need to get a personal invitation. So the thing that makes a projector need a personal invitation is because of their focused aura. It's because of their focused aura. So because they are able to notice things that, say, other people can't, it's easily triggering to other people. Hence the reason why it's, especially with human design, it's really good to know the projectors in your life. It's really good to know who to ask for advice. It's really good to know who in your life is really going to, what's the word? You need to know who in your life is really going to do like a good job at directing you, especially the projectors that are in your life. Like you can't just pick up any Tom, Dick, or Harry on the street and be like, yes, you are going to help me. The ones in your life, the ones in your life will be able to direct you because they have access to you. So you have basically already invited them to either become a part of your family, whether you like them or not, a part of your friend circle, a part of your colleagues. That's literally your invitation. So your manager, your colleagues, your friends, your family, they had some sort of invitation that they gave to you so that you're in their lives, right? Okay. So so when it comes to projector, you can do absolutely everything. I'm gonna detail it down in the next few slides, but you can do everything that any other person does. You can do everything that every other person does, from your dream boards to your scripting, manifesting techniques like meditation, breath work, and all of that. You are still allowed to do all of these things. The best thing for a projector is always to be recognized. So that means that you have to put yourself out there. So you'll be recognized, especially if you're an artist, for example. You need to make sure that your art is shown. You can't just do art and then show it to a friend and be like, yeah, cool, that's the end. Having a social media platform. So I'm going to say it like this. If you're a projector and you're here, I invite you to share your art. I invite you to share whatever skill that it is that you believe and trust in and love. on any social media platform and show people what it is that you can do so they can recognize you to pay you for what it is that you do well. Because that's literally how your energy works. You can get paid for literally doing what it is that you love. Okay? Okay, then reflectors. Reflectors need to wait a lunar cycle before making decisions, which is 28 days. This has to do with the mirroring that reflectors do. They need to go through all the cycles of the moon to see if what they wanted 28 days ago still lights them up. So this one does confuse some people a little bit, but it makes more sense if you are a reflector. Because as a reflector, since their aura is always sampling energies around them and kind of reflecting it back to the people, that's where the confusion, I believe, comes in, because a lot of them think that, say, a thought that they have or like a feeling that they have or whatever is theirs. But in order to know for sure if something is yours, is to go through the cycle, because they are basically ruled by the moon, almost like women, basically ruled by the phases of the moon and the changing of the tides and all of that. And they still need to wait to be able to make a decision. Okay, these five types are all very unique yet beautiful in their own way. They each give a part of a working machine, and without one of them, things can tend to fall apart. So, obviously, you need the manifester, who's usually the idea maker. You need the generators, who are usually the worker bees. You need the projectors, who are going to guide the worker bees. And you need the reflectors to show you what it is that is basically happening, to reflect to you like a mirror what it is that's going on. And if you have all five of these, even if it's just in a friend circle or in a business, you will probably do really, really well. Authority. Okay. So once you know your type, you basically know what will work for you. Then you need to find which way you'll know if it's right for you. We've been living in a world where thinking about things and making decisions without feeling it within our bodies has been the norm for years. Now, this will help you know where in your body you need to look. Your chart will more or less look like okay, it's to the right, it's not below, for each type, with a difference of maybe one or two centers. However, there will always be one motor center active unless you are a reflector, because they have absolutely nothing that is um, available to them on their chart. Like literally, it's all open. That's the reason why they can reflect, right? The motor centers. Okay, so I'm just gonna try show you here. The motor centers are the heart, which is this one, the solar plexus, which is this one. Hope you can see the mouse. The sacral, which is this one, and the root. Okay. Then the direction centers, these are usually things that show you how to move. That would be your crown, and then your G center, which is here, and your heart. Okay, I'll explain these a bit further so you can understand what it is I'm saying. Okay, there are seven authorities, namely sacral, emotional, ego, splenic, self-projected, altar, and lunar. Okay, sacral is only for generators and manifesting generators, as the defined sacral is what makes a generator basically, which is the gut feeling, understanding your body, yes or no. So there are a few questions and tests that you can actually do online that will actually help you with finding out what your sacral yes is or your sacral no. So you need to do yes or no questions. Like you can even have a friend do yes or no questions. That friend of yours, once she does yes or he does yes or no questions, they will do like simple questions like what's your is your favorite color blue? You will feel it within your body or you will grunt. And it's funny because even with me, all my life I've always said mm or mm-hmm type of thing. And that is not rude in a sense, like where most of us are learned. It's literally your body responding to something. Even have some even have like a push or pull to something. So if something is in your aura and you feel pulled to it, that is a yes. If you feel off or you start being quiet and not yourself, that's a no, you know. But each person has a different way of feeling their yes or no. Whereas emotional authority, okay, let me just show you where the sacral is. The sacral is this red part on the chart. Okay. Whereas emotional authority is created with a defined solar plexus and needs you to basically ride the emotional wave before making decisions. Making decisions when your emotions aren't too high or low, and following your gut, yes or no. So, like I said, for emotional, we have generators, manifestors, projectors. Yes, I believe. Yes, that's it. So emotional, it's generators, projectors, and manifestors. The solar plexus is this one over here on each chart, and that solar plexus is what connects you to your emotional authority. So if you have a sacral which is defined, your solar plexus, if it's also defined, you are automatically emotional authority. The difference with this is something comes into your aura, right? Then you will have an emotional high. You wait for that emotional high to come down so you're more balanced and grounded. Once you're more balanced and grounded, you can make your decision. You can listen to your gut again and wait for the gut yes or no. Then we have splenic authority. So if you are looking at your chart, you should see there's a list there on the side. You should be able to see which authority type you are. So make sure that you're listening to the part that I'm stating so that you can know which one is yours and how it connects to you, right? Splenic authority is having a defined spleen without a defined sacral or solar plexus. So if you have a solar plexus, automatically you're emotional authority. If you have a sacral, automatically you are sacral authority. Um, and then the spleen or the splenic authority, this is an immediate inner knowing. In each moment, you will know what you need to do. So this is the kind of thing where you have to learn not to second guess your decisions. If you have literally, if you get into a space and you get information like your gut says yes or your intuition says yes, the answer is yes. There's no buts, ifs, or nothing. The answer is yes because it's an immediate knowing. With the gut, sometimes it might take some time. Sometimes you need to wait for it to be a heightened yes for you to know, because sometimes it's just a maybe, which means that that's in your aura preparing you. That means that it's in your aura preparing you for the time when you are ready for whatever it is that you have been asking for. Right? Okay. The types that have splenic authority are manifesta, which is spleen to throat, and projector, which is spleen to heart. And and then spleen to the G center. Okay. Ego authority is when you have a defined ego, which is the heart center. The heart center is this red part here. Ego authority, okay, where am I? Connected to the G center and throat center, right? Okay, so if you're a projector, this heart will be connected to the G center. If you are a manifester, this heart will be connected to your throat. The throat being connected to a motor center automatically makes you a manifester. Okay? So if this person's chart had, say, a connection to the G center and the throat, they would be a manifester before being a projector. But I don't think I've ever seen a chart like that. Okay? And you don't have sacral, solar plexus, or spleen. And the manifester is connected to the throat to be able to speak what they want, and projectors is connected to the G center to first be invited, and then ask themselves what they want out of it. Okay. The self-projected, I don't think there's a lot of them, but the self-projected have defined throats connected to the G center and need to speak out loud about decisions they need to make. This gives them clarity, right? So you'll see self-projected is this one here connected to this one here. And because it's connected to the throat, this one does not become a manifester because of this G center here. This becomes a projector, and because of that, they need to speak out loud. It's like a bouncing board. You are speaking everything that it is that you're trying to figure out so that it can come back to you as a certain answer. That's how your authority works. Okay, then we have environmental or outer mental authority. This is the one that's connected to the head. So yeah, projectors have a defined Anya connected to the defined head. So you'll see the ones who usually have this only have these two available or connected in their chart. That's technically what makes them an environmental or outer mental authority, right? And this one, they need to move into environments. And I'm going to talk about environments just now. So you will know what kinds of environments you need to be in by looking at your environment on your chart to know what it is that is for you, okay? Or how to get your answers, basically. And finally, lunar authority, which is only reflectors, as they do not have any defined centers, as you can see. They need a lunar cycle, which is 28 days, to think about a decision, or let it simmer in a sense, before making a decision. It might sound impossible. However, the people who are reflectors would understand it because they go through it. As having an aura, like all of us have different types of auras, and once you start practicing your authority, you start to notice what it is that is for you or what you need to do. Okay, so yes, like I said here, the reflectors don't have any defined nothing is defined at all over here. Any defined centers, that's what I was looking for. So you'll see the throat is not defined to make them a manifestor. Solar plexus is not defined to make them emotional. Spleen not defined to make them splenic. Sacral not defined. Ego not defined, which means that they are lunar. Okay. Now we go to profiles. So this is the part where we need to understand a little more deeply about our charts. It is a bit confusing because it is a lot of information. I know I've said a lot so far. It's almost been 40 minutes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so there are 12 profiles which are made up of 6 profile lines. Okay, 2 each. They are taken from the I Ching hexagram, which looks like this. You have the upper trigram 654, lower trigram 321. Okay, the I Ching trigram has upper trigram. Okay, I already said that. And usually it's explained in like a house form. Okay, so you'll see 1 and 4 are the foundations. You'll see 2 and 5 are the projection or what is projected. 3rd and 6 are the completion. Okay, and those are the trial and errors throughout life. Okay, so here I do explain a little bit about the profiles. So you'll see on your human design chart, it'll say profile, right? On your profile, it'll tell you what your profile is. It'll tell you what your profile is. So you will notice that the line 1 can be a 1-3, a 1-4, a 5-1, and a 4-1, okay? So the way these numbers are created has to do with your sun sign and the decimal after the gate. So this is a bit confusing because I'm not there yet in terms of the slide, but it's a decimal under the gate which creates your, I think it's sun and earth on both the unconscious and your conscious side. This is what creates your profile, and this creates almost like a way that you need to move with life. So you'll see, let's see, unconscious is your body, and that's the left side arrows, okay? And then your personality as well. So some charts say personality instead of unconscious. Then the right side is conscious, it's the mind, and as well as the design. So you'll have to just look at that. If you have questions, um, please do let me know. We are still live, so you can just send me chats or anything. Cool. So line one, the investigator. I'm a line one. I'm a 5-1. Um, so basically, we research things in order to understand them fully, which gives them comfort in the knowledge. They use their strategy to know what to research and when to stop researching. Very good at understanding and learning things themselves, self-taught. So if you love something, for example, you are more likely to know a lot about that information because you already have a connection to it. I love human design, so I was able to study human design and basically understand it on the first try. I'm still learning, but I think I have enough information to give to people like I'm trying to right now. Line two. Okay, so as you can see, we have the 2-4, 2-5, 5-2, 6-2. Okay, excuse me. The hermit prefer to nurture and grow on their own, in their own space. So you'll see here, like you see here, okay, let me start with the line one. Line one is here, they're outside the door. They're basically people who like to investigate. So you are outside, you're trying to find answers, you want to know answers, right? Line two is inside the house, they just not very far from the door, right? So yes, they want to be in their own space, but they still kind of want to be able to see what's going on outside, right? That's how they mean by hermit. So intuitive knowing and understanding, finding themselves able to view the outside and discern with their strategy and authority what needs them to come out and what not. Like I said, you all have the ability to tell when you need to be within, like indoors, by yourself, chilling alone, introspecting, and all of that, or when you can go outside and get more information from other people or see what other people are doing, right? Okay, then we have the line three, the Matire. Okay, so there's 1-3, 3-5, 3-6, and 6-3. The Matire, that'll be this one on the stairs. So this picture is obviously not the greatest because it doesn't show the stairs being inside. So obviously your staircase will always be inside the house. So that is somebody who's in between the top floor and the bottom floor, right? Let me just read here. The matter, trial and error is what you prefer. Learning by living through experience, like I said, in the middle. So you are living through trying to understand what is going on in the middle of everything. They tend to find their truth by being in the situations instead of reading about them. Like I said, the stairs can connect you to the top row or the bottom row. So you don't need to see hearsay or anything like that. Nobody needs to tell you. You need to go through an experience to be able to advise somebody else. Okay. Um, Great advisors and mentors as they've experienced what you are still to experience already. So this is the one where it takes about 30 years for you to experience everything. And then after 30 is around the time when you start expressing and communicating and telling people about your experiences. So as a Matire or a line three, you could be a good advisor and a good mentor to some people. Okay. Line four, this would be the 1-4, 2-4, 4-1, 4-6. This is the opportunist, thriving on strong networks and connections, give and take experiences. Okay, where if there's no balance, it won't be fulfilling. So you can see here they are basically at the window on the top floor. So it's like they want to be connected, right? They are the networker, they are the ones who need to know what's going on outside, they need to know as well what's going on inside. So that's what makes them the opportunist, right? Um, where if there's no balance, it won't be fulfilling. Their skills give them space to find the gaps for new and heightened views, using them to open new pathways. So as you can see, the window here, it's a different view from anyone else. They can see it from above, basically. Okay, then we have the five. I'm a line five. That would be the 5-1, 5-2, 2-5, 3-5. The heretic, highly magnetic energy which calls in everyone. They need to work on what they allow in the auric field. Okay, so because they're the heretic, they basically, it's like they're the performer. They're the one that everyone looks up to. They're the ones who people put on a pedestal or have a certain view about them because of where they are. It's like, imagine being here as a line one and you're looking up to a line five. You're looking at them because they're outside. They basically showing off in a sense, but not really. It's in their aura, and you're going to have a certain view of them because you don't have access to communicating with them, particularly until you can, right? Okay. They love for being seen and sharing themselves, talents, gives them an attractive aura. However, they always need to use their strategy and authority to know which people to let in and which ones not to. So there will always be people. There will always be people who want to basically connect to you as a five line. Um, and it's up to you whether it is that you want to be out in the open, you want to be seen or not. I'm a five line and I do want to be seen, but not always, not all the time. Not all the time. Okay. Then we have line 6, the role model. Those of you who are still here, if you can let me know what your profiles are, I would love to know. Um, so the role model is a perfectionist who uses personal experiences to create harmony. Okay, so line sixes usually live out their lives as line threes. So it's trial and error, learning from experience, waiting to get to a point where they believe they are ready to share, right? Their energy allows them to find spaces where they can be the go to person for solutions, as from experience and an eye for detail, taking their time with their strategy and authority for when to share advice with others. Okay. So if you're a 3-6, you are definitely within that trial and error phase. You have to know what it is. You need to know your profile basically to know like how it is people are going to treat you, how you are going to go through life and experiences that you are most likely to have. You won't know particularly or for sure, but you will understand that, okay, cool, my first 30 years are basically me going through trial and error. They basically me finding the things that I love, kind of going head in first, and obviously with strategy and authority, and just finding out what it is that works and what doesn't, and then sharing that information with people. And you guys are the best. Okay, so if you're a projector and a six and a 3-6 or a 6-3, you are most likely to be the best advisor, especially after the age of 30. Okay, digestion. Woohoo. Okay, if anybody wants a break, please do let me know. I don't want to like make you guys too tired. I don't. Just send a message in the chat. Don't be nervous about sending any messages in the chat. Okay, digestion. Digestion is the way you take in the world around you, whether it be food, sensations, or even how you learn. Knowing this gives you a bit more of a step forward in terms of needing to get things done and not doing them according to what's right for society, but what is right for you. Okay? There are 12 different types of digestions, each having its opposite. When I say opposite, I mean you'll have one if your top left. Okay, so here we're looking at, we've started looking at the variables. The variables are the arrows at the top of your chart. So it does matter the numbers that are next to those arrows, and it does matter which way these arrows are pointing, because this is how your chart gets calculated with all those different things that you see in the picture, and then it becomes all the written information at the bottom. Okay, so can you still see my screen? What's going on here? What's okay? Anyway, okay, so we are going to be looking at the top left arrow, and the top left arrow needs to be pointing either right or pointing left. Okay, I don't know if this thing is connecting. If you are on here and you're unable to see my screen, please do let me know. I do need to make sure that this thing is working. Okay, it's still live streaming, so why is it like this? Yeah. And we're so close to ending the live. Oh my goodness gracious. Sorry guys, I'm not sure what's going on. There's a glitch here. There is a glitch and my pages are just going by themselves here. I think I'm gonna have to go live in a different again. Okay, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I don't know if I have to go out completely or if I can just give me a second, guys. Sorry. I've never done a live stream before, so please bear with me. I'm still here for those who are here. I'm just trying to